Hello and welcome everybody. Today is the day 20 of our Smart 25 Days Challenge, and today we are going to build a attendance smart contract which will allow anybody to mark the attendance in an organization, or you can implement this for a university also, for any institute. Okay, so this is going to be a very simple smart contract which would be followed by another smart contract which we would be making tomorrow on the day 21 of our smart 25 days challenge. And for tomorrow we would be building the we would be moving forward with this basic implementation and implementing some more functionalities to it, assuming that we are making that for a particular organization. So for today we will stick with the basic attendance smart contract. So let us now start making it. So let's call our file attendance dot solve. Okay, so as you know, the first line is a spdx license identifier, then pragma solidity font. Okay, looks cool. Then contract attendance. So for this, what we are doing is, first of all, we are making a owner so that we may have apply a modifier so that some functions can be restricted, which can only be called by the owner. And would be making a struct, okay, for the keeping the details about an employee, okay, whether the employee is registered or not, whether he is present or not, he has marked his attendance or not. So, and we would also be creating some events in this smart contract. So for the events part, we have the events to mark the attendance. When the employee marks the attendance, we would be emitting that event. And so just some basic functions which will for one function to allow the owner to add an employee, and another function to just allow the employee to mark the attendance. So these functions would be there, and that's pretty much what we are going to create in this smart contract. So let's move forward. First of all, address public owner for the owner, and we'll be making a struct. If you guys are new to Solidity, or if you are not able to follow what I have just told, so please go through my previous videos. There I have explained each and everything in detail. So you can go through them. So the in this struct we are having two properties. We are making two properties, whether the employee is registered or not, and whether the employee is present or not. Okay. Then we are making a mapping, and we would be the key would be the address of the employee, and we would be associating that to the employee struct public, and we'll call this mapping as employees. Then we are now creating the events. First one would be the employee added, employee added address indexed employee, EMPL OYEE. Okay. Employee, and another event would be attendance mark. Attendance mark. Address indexed participant. Then the bool is present. Yes. So now we are done with the events part. So let's make a constructor function, a special function which is executed only once while the deployment of the smart contract. So that's the constructor part. Let's make a modifier also so that we may not need to repeat the code again and again. Only owner required condition message dot sender should be owner is TR, should be owner. Otherwise, we'll say only the owner can perform this action. Looks cool. So after that, underscore and this. Okay. So we are done with the modifier. So let's make our functions. The functions would be the function to add an employee, address, employee address, and this the parameter is employee address, and it would be a public function only called by the owner. Okay, and the required condition to check require should be in the checked in the employees mapping by the associated employee address and check the is registered part. Just TERED. Okay, otherwise just say employee already is already registered. So after the required condition, just if everything works fine, just go to the employees mapping and by the access that by the employee address as the key employee address, and then access the property is registered to be true. So what we have done here is, I guess it's very much clear if you have been following my previous videos, but let me just explain it. So in this employees mapping, okay, we are accessing the employees mapping, and then we are retrieving the associated employee struct associated with the particular address. Okay, so here what we are doing is for this part, we are first of all accessing the employees mapping, and we are retrieving the employee struct associated with a particular address, and we have provided that address as the key, and this part retrieves the particular employee address associated with the not address, employee struct. Okay, so this part retrieves the associated employee struct, okay, with the particular address, as we have provided the employee address as the key. This is the key and this is the value. So this will retrieve the particular employee struct, and then after the particular struct has been retrieved, so we are accessing the property is registered property of that particular employee struct, and then making it to be true if it's not already registered. Otherwise we are checking if it's already registered or not. So that's it for the employee function, and we would just be emitting that the employee has been added, employee added, and in the employee address, employee address. Okay, looks cool and fine to me. So this is our function, and after this function we'll do mark attendance. Attendance, a function to mark the attendance public, and the required condition for that would be the employee should be registered first of all. Employees message dot sender dot is registered. Let's say only registered Employees can mark their attendance. Employees can attendance. Okay, looks cool. And another required condition would be the attendance should not have been already marked. Employees message dot sender dot is present attendance already marked. We'll say if that the attendance is already marked. Okay, and if everything works fine, then just in the employees mapping is present to be true. Make it to be true and just emit attendance mark. So the participant would be mess.sender and is present is true. Yes. So it's fine and it looks fine to me. So let's just compile and deploy it. So yes, it's working fine. So this is the owner for us because in the constructor we have set the person deploying that to be the owner. So now he can add any employee. So if he wants, say he wants to add this guy, so we'll copy the address and then just okay, then transit and you see it gets successfully executed. And in this now, this person who we have just now made as employee, this person can now mark his attendance. You can check for instance this person is registered, okay, and is not yet present. He is not yet marked his attendance, so he can just call this and check again. You can see this is true. This means that now this person has marked his attendance. We can check for some random guy also, so that this guy is would not be registered and is not present obviously. And the owner's address you can see. So that's all for this smart contract from my side. And the task which I have for you in this smart contract is, see, this is working fine, but we have to make one more thing in this smart contract, that is that this is used this can be used only once. Because see, if the person has marked their attendance, okay, so this guy has already marked his attendance, and let us try to if he tries to mark the attendance again, so it would be saying that attendance has already been marked, which is correct. Okay, for a particular day, if the attendance has been marked, so there is no need to mark the attendance again. But say after a particular day, on day 2 also, day 3 also, the attendance needs to be marked. Okay, so for that we need to just refresh a few things, and so that the contract can be reused. So try to implement that so that the contract can be reused for days, and day for each day they can be it can be used, and a particular track of attendance can be kept for each day. So just try implementing that, and that's all from my side. Play with it, and for tomorrow we would be making a smart contract which would be on salary distribution for an organization. Okay, so see you on the day 21st, and till then, bye bye.